Hey, this is Steve. This is covering the new Monday night Raw. Either much you have either those who out there follow my podcast. I mean this is look week Monday night Raw is gonna have rematches. I mean either much review, either much the review Monday Night Raw on this show because I'm either much like I don't know why I'm either much up here because Monday Night Raw show they either much sucks, and so I'm sitting here looking up like I mean me sitting here like people I mean and from my hometown Houston Texas so we is the season premiere of for Raw brand this week. That why they are calling this show features a new roster. This was drafted this month on last Friday night SmackDown. The main event was a title that saw Becky become the Raw Women's Champion since she was the SmackDown Women's Champion that was drafted to Raw. Charlotte Flair is now the SmackDown Women's Champion since she was definitely to a SmackDown. Those two are going to meet in a match at Survivor Series as long as they are still champion by the time we get to the event on November. So this is the Raw deal for episode 182 of Monday Night. It take place at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Follow me on tweet. So the Raw into videos airing feature the superstar that are a part of the new Raw. Yes, even the made it. This was in a possible payroll display to start the show, and the Houston crowd looked like they were ready to go. Good luck to those Astros, the World Series. I know they are the heels to a lot of people, but I may have made a wagon a few weeks ago so that who I am rooting for. Sorry, Atlanta Brave fans. Oh yeah, the Astros gonna win this series. Mark my words, they are gonna win it. That is my squad right there, the Houston Astros. You know I don't follow baseball that much. So we either much first of all WWE either much has suspended Charlotte either much from I mean for what backstage she was trying to get in talk. Vince McMahon and Charlotte did not either much want to talk to Vince McMahon because either much Charlotte has a 3-year deal on her contract. So with Charlotte either much WWE know that if they lose Charlotte, they WWE women's division is really going to suck. And either much WWE probably will have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte at WWE Survivor Series, and fans do not like that. We seen them versus them at in the Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania 35 in a triple threat match with Ronda Rousey, and a match with in a match either much in the match with who did I just say in a match with at Women's Revolution? Look, Becky Lynch put it, Charlotte put it, Becky Lynch over, and either much have Charlotte ended up look. I seen Charlotte. She beat it Becky Lynch in the past because if next week you already know we getting this match with Bianca Belair because like I told y'all, I really think Becky Lynch is gonna find a way to retain that WWE Raw Women's Champion. It's about cheating. Why she will push the referee, push Bianca Belair in front of the referee. He's knocked out on the floor. So you probably will have somebody who can interfere and cause Bianca Belair the match next week that way so they can build Becky Lynch up stronger and then have her face Charlotte at WWE Survivor Series and you know nobody don't want to see that. So we are going to get into that in a detail, but let me get into this. Let's hear from Biggie. So the WWE champion Biggie made his entrance to a good over origin from the crown that Raw commentator team was Jimmy Smith, Corey Graves, and Baron Saxton were shown at ringside. Big E welcomed us to the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. It sucks up to the Houston crowd by monitoring some pop things in Houston, which lead to a "Let's Go Astro" chant for the baseball team. Big E wishes the Astros good luck. Big E also monitoring the brand new King of the Ring, his New Day brother and Xavier Wood. Big E also said that Drew McIntyre pushed him sharpened his iron and made Biggie a better man today than he was a week ago. Biggie beat Drew at Crown Jewels last Thursday. Biggie wondered who might step up to face him. Seth Rollins made his entry in his repercussion white and black jacket with well shoe. Rose got in the ring saying this, you know why Rollins there. Big E said that Rollins lost to Edge, so Rollins said that Edge isn't there and he wants the WWE title. Big E moderated Rollins last to Edge again, so he goes to the back of the line. Rollins said that the Universal Champion Roman Reigns didn't give him a chance, so he warned if Big E was going to be a fighting champion that would face Rollins for the WWE champion. So we get Rey Mysterio was the next man to show up for a interrupted. Ray said that Rollins' vision may be impairing after Ed put his hand into a chair. Ray said it's been a while since they have been eyes to eyes, where referee refusing their feud last year. And Ray said he deserved excuse me. Ray said he deserved a WWE championship opportunity. Ray spoke about his criticness to in a WWE, including multiple resigns as world champion. And Ray said he willing to do whatever it takes to win that Championship one more time. Finn Balor went next to join the promo party, where he instead of the um, cards as well. Balor got in Seth's face to point out that he was that third Universal Champion since he beat Seth to become the first man to hold that title. Kevin Owens was the man, not man up with a promo. Speaking about his career, highlighted Owens spoke about how he become a Universal Champ in the build-up building and the person he beat it for that title in uh, Carville, DeVille, which is what he called Rollins that lead to a brawl with Rollins going after everyone, but Rollins left the ring before Owens could hit him with a stunner. So we get the WWE official Sonya Deville approach on the stage for a promo. Deville put the four guys in a figure four-way match. Sonya served guest. They upped the ante and raised the strike. Sonya said it would be a figure four-way ladder match. Rollins freaking out since he a heel. Well, the other three forced WWE happy about it. The fans look it look. I mean, like it. The five guys is in the ring for the upper opening segment where all of them SmackDown roster before Big E won the WWE title. They were all drafted to Raw from SmackDown, so where it is fresh for Raw now. They were all on the same show before the Wire thing is that Rollins Balor lost their crown jewels where Ray and Owens haven't had any significations wins at late, but I guess it looked like a restart on Raw anyway, doing a figure four-way ladder match is a big match for the main event and it should be any awesome match considering the talent of those four guys. I mean, they is not gonna win that title because you can look at Kevin Owens that WWE they constantly is study. Barry's got time to time. Every time you give Kevin, they give Kevin Owens the monitor. That mean that look, WWE they don't have nothing else for Kevin Owens. They just letting Kevin Owens go on ahead and use. And you only gonna have Kevin Owens for like 2 more months on TV. About time when 22 comes around and his contract is expired, I see Kevin Owens is gonna end up packing his bags. He is gonna be on his way out of the door going over there to AEW. That's what I see when Kevin Owens, he have to get the hell out of there. Because if he go to the AEW, he'll be working with Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, Eddie Kingston, John Moxley, um, either much. Who I can name over there? You have Chris Jericho, Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page over there, CM Punk over there. You can just name all that talent. Adam Hangman Page over there at AEW. He is gonna be booked tremendously well over there in AEW. And Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes over there in AEW. So either much with Kevin Owens, he's gonna be successful over there. And either much with Rey Mysterio, I don't see WWE have any plans for Rey Mysterio winning that WWE Universal WWE Championship. I just don't see them doing that with him. And I know I hate to say it, I just don't see that WWE. He been in the company for a long time ago. He been the world champion. He been United States champion. WWE has given him a shot to come back to get in the ring and put over talent. So he been in the ring. He feuded with Rollins. He has feuded with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. He has feuded with Roman Reigns. He has feuded with and I mean either much been in the ring with Ben. I mean, I have look WWE has with Rey Mysterio. He is not winning that WWE championship either. Finn Balor is a two-time NXT Women Champion because I remember when he was on WWE main roster, he didn't like the way how he was either much was getting booked it. I mean, he beat it Seth Rollins for their title. He went back to NXT in 2018. This dude beat it Adam Cole, Roger Strong. He beat it Pete Dunne. He beat it Kelly O'Reilly. He has either much been in the ring. He feuded with Karrion Cross. He has been the underdog down there. NXT is a heel, and Finn Balor either much has accomplished as a two-time NXT champion. Now he's back up on the main roster. Now that Finn Balor that he should be getting a push that WWE should be giving him. But as of right now, WWE ain't giving Finn Balor a push that he needed as of right now. So as for tonight, he ain't winning it. I mean, the Street Profits entered for the tag team action in the triple threat match. Then we get the ladder match was out for later on Raw. So Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode made their entrance, followed by the Academy. After Athens Academy gave her it out. Academy, the Afro Academy, Chad Gable out versus the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. The winner are in a Raw Tag Team title match later on Raw. All three teams were on SmackDown before the WWE draft. Top guys are in the ring while the other four guys on are on the apron. Gable was in control on Montez Ford with an armbar in the being a front face lock. Ford breaks free, impressive leapfrog forward with a backflip out of a suplex and a sweet drop kick. Dawkins tag in with a shoulder tackle, then a slam on Roode and a flapjack on Ziggler onto Roode. This pro Fitz hit a double drop kick on Otis to know him out of the ring. Randy Orton and Riddle, the Raw Tag Team Champion, will face the winner later on Raw. So Orton and Riddle were show watch the match. Ford was the face in Prince as he kicked Ziggler and Rude down to break for free out of the corner. Ziggler held Ford beat to prove in top Ziggler chain charging for a famouser but Ford changed him and hit a powerbomb. Otis T Ziggler into the corner, then Otis tag in, and Otis missed a corner splash when Ford moved. Gable tagged in. Ford kicked him out of, and Dawkins tagged in with a clothesline, then a jump elbow flapjack in an overhead suplex on Ziggler. Dawkins hit a double unhooked suplex for a two as Rude made the save. Dawkins sent Rude out of the ring. Otis saved Gable. Otis tagged in. Otis hit a lappy clothesline into Gable suplex, but Ford hits a frog splash to break it up. That was crazy. Ford with a jumping kick on Otis to knock him out of the ring. Ford Hill hit a smooth south drive onto Otis on the floor. Dawkins hit the spine buster on Rude. I mean, Omos walked down to the ring. Otis jumped it onto him, and Omos threw Ford into the barricade. Omos punches Dawkins, no DQ in a triple threat match, and Rude hit a spine buster into a zigzag for the pin for fall. A pretty tag team match by three teams that know each other well and can put on an entertainment match. Any team I was a better bet surprised that Otis wasn't blocked it strong in the match. Otis had a far moment in controlling, but not that much rallying a heel team. Winning matches since Cena, Otis, and Riddle are likely going to keep the titles for the SmackDown with the Usos at Survivor Series. I mean, yeah, either much with Randy Orton though, and I see Randy Orton either much probably gonna be the one is gonna be snapping. I mean, but he get furious because either much with the Street Profits, because WWE has pushed him. I mean, for the past months, for the past year, for 2 years going on now, and then they have been built up as a babyface tag team in the division. They ended up dropping the SmackDown Women's SmackDown Tag Team Champion against Otis. I'm sorry, against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler because WWE don't either, and I know WWE don't have a deep tag team roster. They have been losing against the Usos twice. They have been losing against in a street fight, and that lets you know that WWE is not either much giving you what you want. And we sit up here and talk about why is AJ Styles wasn't on television tonight because maybe it has something to do with injury. And Otis and Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw, they not either much getting pushed at either. We get Queen Selena. We get Queen Selena made her entry in the rain gear. Selena had a cap and a scarf with her. Zelina called out ring announcer Mike Roman for not doing a better job for announcing her. Selena said she the first Queen Crown tournament winner and want him to do it again. Roman did it again. Well, calling her your majority seat among other things. Vega put the crown on with sitting on a thorn in the ring. Vega said for too long she was under aprons, upper apricot for the greatest, but not anymore. Baker claimed she was the only woman in WWE that was fit to be queen. Other women on Raw was a show watching on TV. Vega said that the other girl in the locker room never had a chance. Vega said that we will bow down to the alpha queen. Then fans boo her. Vega spoke with a fake English um accident, a scent asking if she be a glorious, beautiful, CRUE century queen or a queen to be feared. Dewdrop was showing and leaving the backstage arena. Vega said this dewdrop is a explanation of what happened when you stand in the way. Vega said that we will talk about a regain for years to come in martyring fame queen like uh Cleo, well saying she be better than her. Dewdrop made her entrance to a made reception from the crowd. It's time for a Queen Crown Tournament final match. It was a solid speech. Zelina Vega has always been great talking, so I have no doubt that she can definitely cocktail a heel promo like that. I turn he, I mean her in the ring performance. She hasn't had many long matches or meaningful matches, so it will be internet interesting to see if she giving the chance to do that now as the queen of WWE. Dewdrop versus Queen's Vega. Vega wanted Dewdrop to kiss her feet. Well, Vega held the skull, so Dewdrop hit her with a clothesline. Dewdrop teased Vega across the ring 2 times. Dewdrop with a body slam, falling by a sometime splash. Vega with a forearm to the back. Then she sent Dewdrop into the turnbuckle and she stomped on Dewdrop again. The turnbuckle. Vega jumped it out the middle rope with the double team knee to the face for 2. Vega took a turnbuckle pad off. The referee want to check on it, and Vega hit Dewdrop with the skull to win the match after 3 minutes. And I mean, like with Selena Vega, she cheated to use that's great because she cheated and hit her in the forehead. Because look, Selena Vega probably was getting a push after she done beat it Carmella Lil Storm. She done beat it Carmella. She done beat it Tony Storm. She done had beat it Dewdrop. And then she won the worst queen got a range. Look, Selena Vega would never be Becky Lynch. She would never be Charlotte. She would never be Bianca Belair. She would never be Sasha Banks. She would never be fitting into these women category. Never. They are a Bianca Belair is a current SmackDown champion. Sasha Banks is a 5-time, a 4-time Raw Women champion and 1-time tag team champion and a 1-time SmackDown Women Champion. And then either much Bayley is a one-time Raw Champion or one-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and she is better in Selena Vega. And people talking about, oh, you always gotta bash the girl. Bro, I'm not a Selena Vega fan, okay? You know I'm not. I'm not a fan of her work ethic, what she do. She is not a hard working in-ring performer inside the ring and outside the ring. And her performance is just like you done beat it, Dewdrop and Crown Jewels. And why is WWE is making this rematch again? Because you don't have enough women on a Raw roster to compete. Because long as you have Bruce Picture and Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon, they long as they still in charge, it ain't nothing going to change. I'm just telling y'all that right now. They ain't trying to give you no excitement with the tag team division or the women's division. So I don't care what nobody say because Vince McMahon is 76 years old. This dude can't correct stars like he used to do because he's so petty. He is so petty, unbelievable, and selfish just to be pushing older stars in the company. And look, this man don't give a damn about no wrestling. And his damn Flintstone, who he got to work for him, who we don't like, Bruce, don't give a damn about it either. So what else you even much want me to say? This the reason why we ain't never going nowhere. This the reason why you always get content from me. You always get a pay-per-view from me because we got Survivor Series coming up. It's gonna be a 5-on-5 elimination match gonna be on Raw and SmackDown. Champion versus champion. Um Either much Big E versus Roman Reigns. That match is gonna be happening. Cause I'm telling y'all that straight up, it's gonna happen. So we get a chat win. Let me get some drink. Cause I need me a swallow. A champ win for the heel Queen Selena using the scarf to her advantage. I don't mind the Ken finish because it's fitting for a heel with a whooping that she brought to the ring side. She might as well use it. Dewdrop isn't really pushed that much anyway, so it's fine if she lose a match like that. WWE creators, I don't know what they doing with Dewdrop. I really don't know what they doing with her. This girl should be working with people like Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross, be with a Bianca Belair, a Becky Lynch, anybody. I mean, Nia Jax. I don't know when she's gonna be coming back. Maybe she probably will be on SmackDown. She didn't get drafted. So and we get these. This was a SmackDown breakdown video showing a highlight from last Friday. SmackDown with Brock Lesnar trying to destroy Roman Reigns, and Lesnar beat up some WWE people at ringside, so he was definitely suspended by WWE officials. Adam Pearce, Lesnar didn't like that. ruling, which lead to Lesnar hitting Pierce with the F5 2 times. I mean, he got his ass whooped with two F5s. That's why he was out for television, out for Monday Night Raw. So Sonya Deville had stepped in and filled in for him. He got his ass whooped. Becky Lynch absent as the Raw Women's approach as the Raw Women Champ after she had to exchange on SmackDown. She was in a black and white outfit, so she had similar color to her husband, Seth Rollins, from entering the show. Becky Lynch, the Raw Women Champion, Becky Lynch, was in the ring for some time, a promo time. You might know how as Big Time Becky as well. Lynch said that the new Raw Women Champion and the new face of Raw has come back to Houston. Lynch said that she won that title at WrestleMania 35 and nobody been able to beat her for it since. Lynch said she come back 2 months ago and make headlines even since Lynch said she overcome in some multiple in multiple eyes to beat Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair as the man of the people. We don't want to see Bianca near the title. The fans booed that Lynch martyring other women on Raw, with Lynch saying you want to see her beat Rhea Ripley or Leah Morgan. Lynch said that's the why you learn that you can't get what you want unless you are Becky, because she also gets what she wants. Becky Lynch is only out for Becky. Because I seen Becky either much beat it Sasha Banks in Hell in a Cell. I seen her look either much to tell you that if Belly when she get back, she popping up on Raw after WrestleMania. She is popping up on Raw right after WrestleMania because she's only out for herself. Because look at Bianca Belair. They build it ever since Bianca Belair, ever since they build it. I'm a fan of her work. She's a hard in ring worker in the ring and outside the ring, and she can either much cut a promo. Bianca Belair either much beat it, won the Royal Rumble. She busted her ass out for winning the Royal Rumble against 30 women in the ring and eliminated Rhea Ripley and went on and punched the ticket to WrestleMania and beat Sasha Banks and won that SmackDown Women's Championship. I have beat it Selena Vega. I have beat it Carmella. I have beat it Belly at WWE Hell in a Cell and beat her at WWE Backlash. And if Belly was healthy, I would have beaten her ass again at WWE Money in the Bank in an I Quit match. And that's how, because Bianca Belly would have put it Bianca Belair over clean over there at Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. Build her up strong is a WWE babyface until you had bought your ass back and got into the WWE title picture at Summer Slam, and you either much haven't done nothing but came into the ring, and you haven't either much done nothing ever since you got back. You didn't either much deserve the opportunity to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. You haven't done nothing for it to be the SmackDown Women's Championship, but that title is on Friday Night SmackDown, and both of y'all swiped the titles. That was really dumb So either much now you the Raw Women's Championship, the title that you ain't never had lost. So really, because either much, you remember what I told y'all that I really think what I'm thinking next week, Bianca Belair is gonna put up a hell of a fight. She will do anything deep down inside, uh, to get that Raw Women's Championship off of Becky Lynch, and you know that she is gonna get DQ'd, and you could have probably Becky Lynch is gonna walk off with her Raw Women's title. Then you have Sonya Deville either much say that we are gonna probably gonna come out and say we are gonna restart this match over. And if Bianca Belair win the WWE Raw Women's title next week, okay. You will have Bianca Belair versus Charlotte at Survivor Series, and she can beat her right there. But to me, I don't like the way how what they doing with Bianca. I don't like the way how they either much burying Bianca Belair, and you know I don't like. I don't like that because it really pisses me out because I want her win more titles in the near future down the road. But everybody else in the women's division, I don't care what they doing with Selena Vega. Don't care what they doing with Carmella. They don't do nothing for us in the women's division because she's a one-time SmackDown champion. But with Selena Vega, she probably won't never touch a Raw Women's title. Either much if she was still on SmackDown. So we get Bianca Belair show up the interrupting. Belair tossed her in ring down as she walked it down to the ring. Belair says she don't have a shame at a crown jewel because Becky pin didn't pin Belair. Bianca say that even since SummerSlam, Becky has stripped it away from her, but now she can't get away from her. Belair talked about beating Sasha Banks at WrestleMania and Bayley at Hell in a Cell and Charlotte Flair last week. That was a disqualification win. Belair said she was the new face of WWE Raw. Lynch showed an interest of herself holding up the title at Crown Jewels, and then they show Belair's sad face at Crown Jewels. Lynch said that Belair had the face of a loser, that Lynch claimed she was a hero to these people, which draw boos at Lynch and say that Belair beat it that best woman in the company, but only become Lynch wasn't around to stop Belair in her tracks. Since that then it been nothing but a disappointment by Belair. Bianca said she is a disappointment for not slapping the goofy smile off of Lynch's face. Belair said that Lynch was hiding her feelings. Belair noticed that the fans were still rooting for her and that brother Lynch boo their Lynch. Belair said that behind the force smiling and a big ego, Becky had nothing. Belair told Lynch that she is nothing without that title. Belair said that fans know she is still the EST WWE without the title. But at the end of the day, Becky won, be the strongest, faster, or smiling because Bianca sees through Becky. Belair want a shot at that Raw Women's title tonight. Let's get to the back of the line, bitch. Belair kicks Lynch into the turnbuckle. Belair hits a spine buster in the ring. Belair tosses Lynch over the announce table. Lynch got a hold of a kendo stick. She want to attack on the floor, but change the kendo stick. Belair hit Lynch with three kendo sticks, shot Lynch with a kick, and Lynch escaped a KOD while using the kendo stick to do a long sweep on Belair to put Bianca down. Lynch retreated while Belair was alone in the ring. But a feud on SmackDown Women's carried over to Raw. I am suspicious by the scene Lynch is a heel champion, where Belair is the next top woman on Raw. Some of the this dialogue that they had to say was a bit wired, but they both got through it. A Belair come across as likable as usually. Lynch is a uh, cock heel that gets cheered sometimes since the face viewers here as big stars anywhere. Maybe they will be a title change when they have a match. I also don't know if WWE will take the title off of Lynch. I just think the story will make sense if Bianca got the title back. But if let me tell you something right now. You see, this what I'm saying, what I just got through going over this with you. With Bianca. Every time she comes out, fans love her so much that she came out with some big old high heel boots on, and she really looked so damn fucking good. And she cut a better promo in the ring. And then every time you see Becky Lynch, Bianca cuts a promo, she stand there and looks so damn fucking stupid at Becky. Because either much have Bianca Belair if WWE don't put the belt on her next week. That means that we gotta wait into 22 until we either much get into the Royal Rumble to have Bianca Belair get her victory back, because you know they want to put Charlotte versus Becky, and nobody seemed to don't give a shit about that match coming up as a buyer. Says they tell you, I mean, WWE, they can really do some dumb shit. So we had Finn Balor was showing warm up backstage with Kevin Owens going up to him. Owens said that they have known each other for a long time, and there are very few people in WWE that he respect as much as fans. Owens say he need to win this, and if every man for himself. Ballard say every man for himself is just how he like it, Ballard. I mean, Kevin Owens ain't winning. I mean, he just ain't. So Damian Priest made his entry as the United States champion. It looked like he got new theme song and graphic. No more of the arrow throwing thing that he was doing for a year. So I mean, Damian Priest, he's 38 years old. That WWE has been pushing him. They did good storyline with him and Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. He beat the Miz at Backlash. They did good things with him in Hell in a Cell, and he won the United States Championship and beat Drew McIntyre Sheamus on Monday Night Raw and beat Jeff Hardy and beat and won a disqualification against Mason. I mean, let me read it. Damian Priest, this is not for Priest in the U.S. title. Priest with a bull clap on the head, then T-Bar sending Priest into the turnbuckle and running kicks to the head. Priest got a hold of T-Bar, but T-Bar forget back, lead into a choke slam back break. T-Bar went up top. He went up top and jumped it off with a moonsault for a jump, just a one count. Priest hit a running back elbow against the turnbuckle in a break, a roll. Slamming Priest with a clothesline over the top that sent T-Bar into the announce table. T-Bar teased a late cheer as Priest for the DQ finish. It went about 3 minutes. It was okay with a lame finish. I am glad that T-Bar was a believer to the show off athleticism, a bet by doing a movesault because he a big guy that can do a lot in the ring. They just need to give him a chance to show it. Tossing a chair for the DQ is different as in it, but I think it's lame either rather see Priest get the win, the pinfall. Posted match Priest with a freaking out about so he hit a clothesline. Priest throw the leather chair onto top at ringside. Priest whipping T-Bar into the barricade and Priest tosses uh T-Bar into the ring. Priest send T-Bar into the ring and hit the raccoon only neckbreaker. Priest had a crazy look on his face. Priest held up the United States title to end it. Priest was really over the top with the angry face and things like that here. So I think he was probably instructed to bring more intensity. He bought it. With Damian Priest, he need to be facing people like Keith Lee, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, uh, Matt Riddle. He need to be facing. He need to be facing people like then who else he need to be facing in his match because Damian Priest so he can build up stronger as the United States champion because Vince McMahon if he don't see a performance out of that and you into a top star, that means he is not gonna push you because you know Vince McMahon though is not on Tony Khan level. If that was Tony Khan, he don't mind pushing older mans. He really don't because he is not on no Tony Khan level. He's selfish because he old and senile and selfish. He is not gonna push no Damian Priest. But T-Bar, WWE, they just need to be using him every week in these matches because with Karen Cross, he is absent. Where the hell is he at? Nowhere to be seen on Monday Night Raw because the WWE creators done fucked up his gimmick in his interest. He don't either much have his wife Scarlett with him, and he probably don't like the way he been booked it. Every time I say somebody coming from NXT, they always fucked you up when you come up to the WWE main roster. But Carmella backstage doing a promo about how beautiful she is, well holding her mask. Carmella back rage about how valuable she is. Carmella ripped the Liv Morgan the followers her to Raw from Showdown. Carmella said that she always has a plan, and with the mask protection, her money maker, no one will stop her as the most beautiful woman in WWE. Carmella made her instance with Corey Gray, getting excited about it as usual. Carmella, her birthday on the weekend, and Corey Paul proposed to her, so they are engaged. Now, congratulations to those happy couple. They have been dating for a few years now, but me, who cares? Carmella had some ladies at ringside put on the protection mask. Leah Morgan entered to wrestle Carmella for the 47 seconds time in the last 3 months. I am kidding. It just feels like it has been the many times. So Morgan had chunky, teamy, teamy outfit. Carmella worked it over Morgan with a punch, falling by a corner splash. Morgan hit a back elbow in the corner. Then she went for it again, and Carmella get boots up to block it. Carmella screaming about how Morgan was jealous of her. Morgan come back with a kick to the head. Carmella with a boot to the face to counter and charge Morgan. Leo set up Carmella nearly then ropes and stumping on the reels for a 2 count. They battle on the floor with Morgan, sending Carmella face first into the hood of the announce table. Morgan trash out um, Gaze about how he was engaged to Carmella back in the ring. Carmella was about to counter Morgan by jumping around, hitting a X Factor face buster into the mat for the pinfall when it went about 4 minutes. It was look most of the matches every time they wrestle. I would like to see Morgan win so she can get a better push, but it never seemed to happen. Carmella win just like their last match on SmackDown. The match spot isn't that instant. Carmella celebrate where Cora was showing on comment saying is supported the mask. Look, fuck that. Carmella ain't winning, ain't gonna get pushed. I mean, as much she's a heel, good on a microphone and all that, and she do not even much connect with the crowd at all, and the crowd was just booing her because she wasn't getting no reactions from the crowd. Look, I'm not a Carmella fan because she don't do nothing because I know she get better and better in the ring and outside the ring as a performer, and she is not that hard of an in-ring worker. And WWE, they really ain't trying to push her being a top tier women in the division. They is not trying to push Carmella to be the top tier in the women's division. And then either much She's good at cutting a promo, but WWE though, they really ain't trying to push her as a top tier heel in the company. So either much with that, she probably will be used on Raw, but she is going to be losing some matches every Monday night on Raw. Bearcat Lee made his entrance. The name plat said Keith Lee, Bearcat Lee, and they how he was enrooted to the uh, entrance actions. So Lee launches Alexander across the ring, said Alexander bowed to the floor. Alexander back in with kicks. Lee saw him down Alexander with a kick to the head that was no soul, and Lee saw Alexander down Lee with a punch to the ribs. Falling by a forearm to the face, Lee was a corner splash. Then he misses a splash when Cedric moves, and Cedric hit a drop kick to the left knee. Lee bounced it off the ropes, landing to Lee, running over Alex to Lee with a clothesline. Lee with slamming over the shoulder into the pin that used to be called the biggest banger caster rope, but that not the name anymore. So a diamond ass kicking by Lee really hoped the Bearcat thing lead to a significant push for Lee, because that guy that deserved is especially after his health source. It actually this year the crowd brought reception to Lee, but that may be because they know it will be a squash over Alistair post match. Lee faced it off that Shelton Benjamin looked it like he might strike, but then he backed away. But I think we can pencil in a win for Lee over Benjamin next week. I mean, with Bearcat Lee, look, I don't like the way how they fucked up Bearcat. They put Bearcat Lee because he been on for TV for the past couple of months, and then he came back July the 19th. So we had Keith Lee should be getting pushed it because he should be taking on Damian Priest, we seen him beat Karen Cross, and Karen Cross beat him to booking as 50-50. We see Keith Lee need to be taking on people like Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Big E. But right now, they ain't gonna do that match. We need to see him taking on Bobby Ashley, and we need to see him taking on Randy Yard, Matt Riddle, Bobby Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, and he will be getting a signature 5 push as this badass monster. I want to see Keith Lee build up. Maybe if he need to win the Royal Rumble, the face Big E for that WWE champ, maybe he can be the one that beating him, because I hope Big E he get to hold on to that title longer till we get to WrestleMania. But he has Seth Rollins to face. So we the much get was shown the entry, and they night But let me. I had something else in my mind. Either much with Keith Lee looked like somebody like ever since he was down there, he was going up against Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong, he was going up against Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Kelly O'Reilly. He was going up against Velveteen Dream in NXT. He was going up. I mean, he was just hot down there in NXT. He was just beating and turned around and won a North American NXT championship down there in NXT and beat Adam Cole for the North American championship and then NXT champion. Then they took the title off of Keith Lee and they had him beat it lost to Karrion Cross. So and they brought him up to the main roster and they just fucked him up. They want to kill that Indian wrestler. Vince McMahon done changed his gimmick. Bearcat Lee after Triple H done everything right with him. And Vince McMahon doesn't see nothing in these NXT instead of him leaving it just like Triple H had it. He want to change it. I'm telling you, Vince ain't no good. Bruce ain't no good. Kevin Dunn and John Laurinaitis ain't no good. He is just a cancer to his company. And y'all people know that. And I'll see it. That's why I get on. That's why you hear from me. You hear from me. And those other people on those podcasts who get on there don't know what the fuck they talking about. So a very was Shelton even in the night. Ray was in the locker room with his son Donovan showing up to wash the dad good luck and Ray thank his son for a support. Austin Theory shows up and asks where the towels were. Austin calls Ray his hero since he was a kid. Theory told Donovan to take the picture. Donovan said he is not a photograph, and this is in Theory's locker room. Theory challenged him to a match, and Donovan say he's on. Donovan told his dad he take care of it. So Austin Theories, there are two of the youngest guys on the Raw roster since they are both 24 years old. Theory avoided Donovan by jumping over him and hit a drop kick. Theory did an Eddie Guerrero like shaking to get some boost. Donovan with any arm drag, then a Donovan kick in his own shaking Donovan with a hurricane runner. Then Donovan tries a bulldog style move and Theory hit a full Nelson into a backbreaker for a two. Donovan counted a superplex hitting an inside cradle. Donovan with a kick to the head, a running knee, back elbow in a bulldog of the middle rope. Theory got a hold of Donovan. He sent Donovan through across the table ropes, and Theory hit the ATL spinning slam into the knee for a 3 count. So he wins. Austin Theory wins a short match just like the one before. I thought it was a guy that has a lot of uh, protending as a heel that is very confirmed that Donovan is sold in the ring, but Theory is more experienced and more possibly out there. Both guys have a bright future. Post Theory took a self with Donovan and also a safe with the referee. That was yell at him. I mean, I hope WWE does right with Theory. I really hope they do right, and I really hope they know what the hell they doing with this guy. If they don't, push him is a sanctified singer's push in these build him up is a top heel in the company, and you don't have him win United States Championship, you just gonna be wasting him on the roster. Riddle and Randy Orton were standing backstage before their Raw Tag Team titles, defending Riddle ran Ramban on about wear a Halloween costume, even asking Randy his dress size. Orton wanted Riddle to force. Orton said that Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are here to prove something. Riddle said they cleaned the dirty dolls up because they dirty over said nothing and that was it. Riddle and Randy entrance for their Raw Tag Team titles defense a good reception from them, with Riddle looking excited as usually, where Orton was cicated as usually. But in days over the weekend, WWE announced Orton and Riddle versus AJ Styles, but then the changes during the show. Styles is missing this week. Raw, I am not sure why. I'm glad they wasn't on Raw, but AJ Styles must be injured. So Omos wasn't there either. So I'm glad. So we get the Raw Tag Team Champions. Randy Orton and Riddle versus Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode. Riddle and Ziggler did some mat wrestling to start the match, with each guy counter moves Orton face off with Riddle. With Robert and Rude, with Rude hit a back elbow, Rude with punches, Orton with an I pick it a couple of a forearm to the chest. Orton went for a RKO, but Rude saw him out. Rude regrouped it the floor in, but then back in with Orton getting offense and Riddle with a twister splash for a two. Riddle a lash on Rude with some kicks. Rude blocked it a kick on the floor and knocked it down Riddle well on the ramp. This heel were in a control as the isolation Riddle and Rude with a chop, then a corner whip. Riddle moved and Riddle hit the turnbuckle. Orton got the hot tag, landing to a power slam. Ziggler with a disrupted Rude sent Orton through furs into the top rope, and Rude tossed the Orton into the barricade. Ziggler tag in, bringing Orton onto the ring for a two count. Rude back in with punches to the ribs, then a headlock. And Orton hit a belly to belly back suplex to create some space. Riddle tag in, hit his uppercut on Ziggler, miss it. Then a knee on Ziggler, a knee on Rude, and a forearm on Ziggler. Rude with a explosive suplex on both guys. Riddle with a senton splash, and Rude rake up the pin Orton with a RKO. Rude Ziggler with a super kick on Orton and Riddle. Ziggler each other two count on roll up. Riddle got a corrode landed to him, hooking the arm leg of Ziggler, and that was each for the pin win after a 12 minutes. Winning by pinfall. Randy and Riddle, a good match here with the champion retain against a tag team that isn't pushed the match, the story they need to with Ziggler. Rude working over the face for most of the match. Then a hot tag take place and hit goes off from the I am bet surprised by Riddle winning over Ziggler with a cradle like that instead of a bigger move, but it showed Riddle can beat you in multiple ways. Orton got to hit the yard KO before the finish, so that popped the crowd as usual. Um, Seth Rollins was interviewed by Kevin Patrick. With Who Motivate the ladder match come up next? Rollins said he has a target on his back because he is without question the biggest threat to that WWE champion. Rollins said he is in pain and Seth Rollins said he the Victor biggest that Revolution Seth flanking Rollins and said he would be the next WWE champion. Um, we see because I don't think Big E would lose their title to Seth Rollins. I don't think he would be losing their title to Seth Rollins. They probably going to put on a fatal. I'm sorry, a 5-star match, and Big E is gonna beat Seth Rollins clean, and Seth Rollins gonna be the one that put him over, and we probably gonna be getting that match at the Royal Rumble again. So there was a video showing for Crown Jewels with Goldberg beat up inside the arena around it and then grabbing, giving Ashley a spear of the stage to win the Falls Count Anywhere match. They show a tweet from Ashley. He's threatening people when talking about his comeback. So this incredible take place for the main event with Kevin Rey Mysterio up first. Kevin Owens was the second man in the introduction, looking fired up. Finn Balor was up next. But look, we all know next week on Raw is a preview. Becky Lynch defends the Raw Women's title against Becky. Seth was the last as the lone heel in this match. So we get a ladder match: Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor and Kevin Owens versus Rey Mysterio. So there was a contract above the ring. The first person to grab that will arrow a WWE title match. Balor worked over Ray with a low drop kick on a Rollins were brawling on the floor with Rollins knocking Balor down. Owens taking control for a bet using a ladder and hit his hands and kick knocking down Balor and Reigns. Spear and Ray jumping over the top with a move, but Owens held up the ladder to stop that. Big E was showing standing by watching at a RIDICULOUS recoil camera angle. Owens with a boot to the ribs of Balor, and he hit a power bomb on the ladder. Rollins run right into a super kick by Owens, so Owens placed Rollins on a ladder. KO went up top. He jumped it off with a senton bomb. Rollins moved in a KO, went back first onto the ladder. Once Rollins used a ladder to hit Rey in the head with it. Rollins hit Balor with a ladder, and Rollins hit Owens with a ladder as well. Balor tripped it up. Rollins followed by a debut feet stomp on the ladder on Rollins. Balor give Owens a back body drop onto the ladder. Owens and Rollins and Big E was showed with watching a TV again, and this time he looked it more serious. Ballard clamped it up. He got his hand on the contract above the ring, and Rollins stumped at him. Owens knocked it both guys down. Owens hit a spinning slam on Rey to put him down. Owens went up top. He got his hands on the contract, and Rollins stopped at him. Rollins give Owens a buckle bomb into the turnbuckle, landed to Owens, hitting a super kick. Owens clammed it up the ladder. He got a hold out the contract again, but Rollins was back up to grab KO left leg to bring him down, and Owens whipped Rey into the ladder. Owens left the ring, toast Rey into the barricade, and Owens hit all three guys with the ladder short into their bodies. Owens grabbed a table from under the ring, so he set it up on the floor. Balor went off. Owens say so. Rollins hit a suicide dive to take care of those guys. Rollins and Rey battled in the ring, with Rey hitting a impressive bulldog. When Rey ran the ropes, Rollins tripped him up. Rey sent Rollins out of the ring. Owens had a ladder on the floor, and Rey hit a 619 kicking into the ladder. Rey jumped it on a ladder that went on top of Rey. Owens on the floor. Rey and Owens were fighting on the floor, so Finn Balor come out of the sky with a sunset flip for two. Owens and Rollins were battled, with Rollins hitting a DDT. Rey was near the top of the ladder. So Rollins saw it over. Rollins charged at Balor, who hit a signature blade. Owens with a super kick on Balor. Then Balor with a dive on Rey and jump and kick on Owens. Rey in sending a senton of the top, but when he tried to do a move, Owens changed him and hit a spin slam. Rollins grabbed a hanger ladder on the floor. Balor hit Rollins from behind as tossed Rollins into the announce table. Balor set up a ladder again from the apron to the announce table. Balor hits a signature blade neck breaker on Rollins on the floor. Balor get closer to reaching the top. Owens bring him down and hit a stunner. Rey with a head scissors sending Owens to the floor. Rey jumping out the apron. Owens chasing him and giving Rey a power bomb through the announce table. Owens went clamming. Rollins got a hell of him and then figured by ropes. Rollins forget out and Owens moves And Rollins hit a body drop over the top through a ladder. Holy shit, this was crazy. Balor went the ladder. Rollins grabbed the leg to stop it. Rollins hit the Big E to come the number one contender. Climbing the ladder, he reaches up, obviously the contract to win the match. It went 23 minutes. So a great match by four of those best of Raw. It was smart to do the match in a main event spot as well as making it a ladder match as soon as the tables were set up on the floor. When we know somebody was going thought it the same goes for the ladder ridge and the fine become to set up a spot like that. Owens took the headset in crazy bump in the match, including the final power bomb on the ladder that was brutal. Rollins deserved the win since he avoided the big bump, well beating up Kevin Owens and Ray and Battle all in success so that Rollins could come make the final climb for the win. Rollins celebrated with the contract. Big E shows up with the WWE Championship. Big E had a start down with Rollins who want a handshake, but Big E did not give it to him. Rollins just Laughed lynched it and went to the back. But this was Monday Night Raw. It seems like out of 10. I mean out of 10 though. But Monday night Monday night Monday night night Raw I give it a 6 out of 10. Uh, hmm. Monday Night Raw, I give it a 6 out of 10. Yep. And WWE is so far on not that good. Yep. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch next week for the Raw Women's title. And we will retry. Turn Saturday to the uh, radio station station this week. So make sure you check this week. Make sure. Check it out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off here. So we've been on for 1 hour. So